I'm on the Ohio server now. I'm on the Ohio server. If this one doesn't work, if the Ohio server doesn't work, I might have to reset my router. I can't imagine why I would have to, because every time I do a speed check, my speed is perfectly fine. But maybe it's just one of those things. That's alright. Tonight is just a chill night. I mean, worst case scenario, I just don't power wash. I'd like to power wash. Haven't power washed since, what, October, I think I ended up saying? I enjoy the game. I enjoy the maps. But, you know.
My ding-a-ling, my
I want you to
I
play.
want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
This act is over.
So far, so good. But I'm not going to hedge my bets. Let's focus on the actual satellite leaves themselves, the wings of the satellite. So while we're focusing on the actual washing of the satellite, I guess I can go over a little bit of the stuff I've been working on lately, because you fucking asked. I've posted a little bit about it on the Discord, but I have a script, a Python script that I'm basically finished tinkering with, that will basically take all of the times I get really loud or the game gets really loud and cut up like buffers from that and put it into like a highlights video. And I think it is about as close you can get to automate, you know, an automated proper like YouTube highlights video as you could possibly get. So I don't think tonight will be a good candidate for that, just because the VOD's probably going to be chopped up to all balls anyways. Also, speaking of all balls, Charlie, Charlie, we're floating, Charlie. Ooh, oh, we gotta go down. Quick, Charlie, fart. That was a Family Guy crossover joke. I mentioned to Kitty I got Bulletstorm working. Apparently, Bulletstorm just straight up does not work out of the box because of Windows Live. Like back in the day, this was like 2014. A whole bunch of games required Windows Live, and Bulletstorm was one of them. Fortunately, there is a patch, because there's almost always a patch. Somebody's like, I paid money for this game. I might want to play this game in the year of our Lord 2026. Games for Windows Live. What was even the point of it? Was it some form of DRM? Was that the point? I can't think of a single positive reason for why they would bother with the sort of shit they did with Windows for Games Live. It screwed with Fallout 3. I think it screwed with like an Assassin's Creed game or two. I guess Fallout 3 was the worst offender I knew of, but apparently Bulletstorm, I couldn't even open the game. It's like it immediately crashed out as soon as I opened it. It's like, Steam, I can't possibly have been the only person to try and open Bulletstorm, right? Within the last How long has Windows for Games Live been down? Like 5 years? Are we going to get to 99% on this? It's been down a long time. I remember screwing with getting rid of it back like the first or second time I played Fallout 3, which had to have been, you know, my children were in preschool back then. Let's put it that way. It was a long time ago. I'm actually, as annoying as I was not looking forward to the satellite dish. I think the satellite dish is an annoying map that is not very fun to do at all. The satellite dish is one of the maps back in the day, whenever I was like watching people just play Power Wash just randomly, for whatever reason, everybody would be on the satellite dish. They would be on the satellite dish, or they would be on the SpongeBob maps. Those are the only two maps I ever saw when I watched people stream the game. And I'm sure other maps got played, but they never were when I was around, dang it. July 1st, 2014. Woof. That was a long time ago. And it's like, they didn't care. They did not put out a patch for their games. It's like, you're still going to sell the game. You're still going to make profit off of people who buy your game off of Steam with this terrible DRM or whatever reason you had for games for Windows Live. And you don't even want to put out some form of patch that will let them play your video game. It feels wild to me. But I am not a game executive. Part of me wants to play New Vegas again, but I would definitely need like an actual goal, like an actual reason to play, like a hook, like just playing vanilla. Can I get up there, please? Like some proper hook to actually get into it. Maybe just a kill every NPC door randomizer. That would be fun. I do like randomizers. SKG should have started right then. What is SKG? Oh, right. Didn't that just get like a million, I keep wanting to say subscribers. Signatures, yes. Like the EU said they would like take a look at it, like legally, because they like kind of have to at a certain point with petitions. I would like to get this place gotten, please. I don't see any more dirt on that sub-reflector. This last 1% is probably going to take like an hour. Taking a look at the... Here we go. Trying to see where on this some of these places are. Railing, no. Reflector underside, small ladder, reflection underside trims. I don't know where some of these places are. There we go. There's some of it. .2 confirmed signatures out of 1.4. That's a lot of confirmed signatures. And it's just like, I feel like it's such a small thing. It's like if people play, you know, if people pay to buy a game, let them still access the thing they bought. When their computer is still able to actually access the thing they purchased, what legal justification do you have to just arbitrarily turn it off? I can't actually see where the supposed dirt is. There it is. I think it's wild, the presumptiveness of some corporations. It's like, we can't keep it open forever. It's like, that's not, they're not asking you to. They're asking you to make it possible for people to play it like locally or whatever. I know I'm preaching to the choir. But like, just let people play the games they want to play. And frankly, I'm sort of a bad gamer anyways, because I am, you know, for one thing, I'm playing things like Power Wash Simulator, which was bought for me like 2 years ago. It's like, I don't remember the last AAA game that I paid a lot of money for. Like, when did I pay for any game without a discount? I don't remember the last one it was. I'm sure it was something. Like, I am very patient when it comes to video games. I am willing to wait way longer than you'd think for a game to go on a proper sale. Just because if I don't, you know, what? I'll just play a different game. I've got a whole bunch of them. I have more games than you could shake a stick at. And and the list keeps growing. And if I get tired of my games, I'm on the Steam family plan. I could play the games that my son has purchased. I got Elden Ring that's going to be starting in a few days that I did not even purchase. He wanted it. I'm like, okay, go for it. And now I have the opportunity to play it. I probably would never have bought Elden Ring on my own, but he wanted it bad. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll give it a chance as long as it's on the family plan. The point is, I did have a point to all this rambling, is I've got more games than ever. And if people just start sucking when it comes to making video games, I'll just play one of the really old ones that I haven't beaten yet. Can I get that? No, I need to be closer. That's in the future profits on certain games. It's just like, just let people play the games they want. That's why companies like GOG are around. And they're not, you know, they're not in a happy spot themselves, but point is, they exist because people want to play old games. If you want to, you know, if you want to play the game Colonization for DOS, you should have the opportunity to purchase it. Or, you know, let people do it for free. But you can't have it both ways. You can't have people just not play your game and not offer it for sale. And it's like, dude, people are going to want to play the thing, especially if they already purchased it once. It's wild. Also, very festive music on the radio right now. Like, this whole area is dirty, it feels like. And it's like, it's not even like people are asking. I am not an expert in this, but it's like I don't think people are even asking for a lot. It's just like, look, we get it. You don't want to keep servers open forever. That's fine, but just let people still play the game they purchased. Maybe with bots, maybe, you know, a single player mode, a like a LAN party sort of thing, like with local hardware. There's lots of options other than just not letting people access the game anymore. And that's where I don't think, I think that the game executives just don't understand gamers or gaming. Like, there's a nostalgia that people really want to have. They want to remember how they felt when they played that game. I think I'm almost done with this blue or this green circle. Maybe not. Oh, I think we're in France because they're playing bell music. PGA 2K1 was the main game that's been affected by all this BS. It was the best modern golf game, but everything was tied to a save on their servers. The game was barely monetized with microtransactions compared to the more recent games, so of course they wanted to stop people from playing the mechanically much better game. I think that same thing happened with, like, pinball, too. There was, like, a pinball game that was available that was really good, and they stopped doing any development on it. They basically stopped letting you buy it because, you know, they weren't making as nearly enough money in their eyes. It's just like they just don't understand video gaming. Like, most people will buy whatever the best product is. If this crappy microtransaction version of the game is not what people want, maybe come up with a better game. Let people have the game that they want and come up with the game that people want to do microtransactions for. Microtransactions aren't necessarily the worst thing in the world, especially if you have a free game. But don't do things like, what was it? Was it Overwatch just like that? Where they made Overwatch a mechanically better game in what seems like every way, and they made it free to play because this version made them a lot more money. Something like a skin in Overwatch 2 is some stupid amount of money. Like $14 for an Overwatch 2 skin. It's like, what is wrong with you? Why? And I know why they do it. It's because people keep paying for it. It's like, just stop encouraging them. I'd say they'll stop doing it, but we all know that's not true. What's actually left? Railing poles? I think these are the railing poles. There we go. Gotta look for the railing poles that are glowing. There's so many of them. I think there's 19 of them. There we go. I don't know how the Power Wash 2 ended up being. Did that game ever end up being good? Did everybody just sort of switch over to it? I'm not sure. It could go either way, actually. Are there railings anywhere else? Looking for glowing railings. There we go. I'm not particularly interested in it, at least not until I 100%, not until I do the maps in this game, which will be, as previously stated, way off. We are a long ways off. I haven't even bought I haven't even bought the Wallace and Gromit maps. Which one is it? Is it you, right? There we go. One more railing pole. It's mostly just more of the same. I was a little turned off when I saw the soap. That you had to, like, pick which soap. Like, it didn't... What's the word? You didn't have a choice, it seemed like. Like, you had to do, like, a lather. One of these railing poles, is it you? Like, I'm missing one. Which railing pole am I missing? There we go. Next, receiver. Receiver's all the way at the top. We might as well head up there. Soap is borderline necessary now. I haven't used any soap yet tonight. I might use it now. What is this? Metal? Plastic. Like, this receiver does not want to be clean. Oh, this whole thing is the receiver. Never mind. Perf. This whole metal thing is the receiver. Oh, necessary now as into. Gotcha, I see. But it's also free, so more fiddling fun, and then they give you a base which you can furnace, which things you have to clean first. Huh. That could go either way. It kind of is it like in Thief Simulator, where you got to like furnish your house with things that you stole? Elevation assembly bearings, pedestal door handle. I don't know what this shit is. Like anything up here? No. I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna check this spot over here. Is there anything over here in the control room? I'm guessing no, because I may have already done that the first time we did this. No. Pedestal door handle, like here? There we go. Okay. Pedestal door frame. Okay. Reflector underside large panel elevation assembly bearings. Let's figure out what the elevation assembly bearings are. I see them. You do like that they make the foam unlimited too, so it's actually usable. I don't mind the foam. I don't like that it's a limited resource. But that said, I don't like the idea of it being necessarily required, so I'm not sure. I don't know why. There we go. We need to get these big baubles. Hello? Hello? There we go. Is this the Aristocat song? I would like to get to the last bit up there, please. Julie Lemon. Helio wrist still gets. Is it this one need it too? Yes, it does. Can probably jerry rig it. Can we do this? We can finagle it. There we go. Alright. The assembly bearings have been cleaned. Let's do the underside large panels. Basically all of them. I see. I think this would probably get all of it. There's a whole bunch of filth over here on the outside. There we go. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to move the stupid... I'm going to have to move this thing like 3 times. Let's move this like right here. I wish there was a game that was like this, but different sort of theme, but with the same amount of polish. It's like most games that are trying to be just like this are not nearly as polished as you'd like them to be. There was one I played, what was it? Spray Paint Simulator? That it was like just like this if you wanted a game that looked half done and played half done and felt like shit while you played it. That's how that game felt to play. Which was a shame because it was a cool concept. Last 3. Can I reach that from here, you think? No. I like the concept of the spray paint simulator, not so much the actual execution of it. I can jump off and do it. Nope, almost. But I can probably jump on top of the van, jump on top of this. Yuck. Yeah. Alright, hatch frame. What do we suppose a hatch frame is? Probably up at the very top. And reflector surface trims. Do we see any glowing? Probably at the very top. Reflector trim. Do we see anything flashing? No. Probably very top. Because the hatch is going to be at the top, most certainly. Hatch frame. Alright, last, reflector surface trims. Reflector surface large panel. Reflector surface large panel. Large panel. Large panel. Where is the... Oh, I saw it. I saw trim somewhere. This? I don't know where it's seeing the dirt. Gotta be somewhere in this one little trough right here, but where? Yes, but where is the dirt? I don't see any more dirt. It's completely clear of dirt. Like, am I seeing anything if I spam the dirt button? Oh, here we go. Oh, it continues in the back. There we go. Finally. All right, let's see how this does. I'll give you the full screen for this. Oh, look at that swirl pattern. That's really good. All right, that was the first of the 2 maps that I had to actually finish from not finishing a previous time. We need to go over to the bonus maps, over to Laura Croft, the Croft Manors Maze. Like, we must have started this at some point. Excuse me. All right. How am I gonna do this? This is just like a hedge maze. Like, this whole area is going to be like, I'm just going to have to follow a certain pattern, right? Am I going to end up getting stuck in this lady's maze? I'm just here to clean, and I'm here in Laura Croft's, you know, fun dungeon. It's like the help can't get out. Oops. Their nutrients will feed the plants. We watched one of those YouTube videos about people who are really into carnivorous plants. Excuse me. So what they were doing, basically all of the carnivorous plants, like the pitcher plant, the Venus flytrap, all of them. All those plants you know and love. We will be starting tomorrow. We're going to do some more cyberpunk. Typical time, cyberpunk day stream during the day because Kitty's going to work. She's a working girl. She got her first paycheck today. It was banging. Got a tax return today. It was way more than I was expecting. It was very nice. Please don't say like that. Like what? She's working. Working girl is a euphemism for a hooker. Do people still use that? I feel like that is rarely used. But how about a working lady? Nobody uses that as terminology. How about she has job? Kitty has job. That'll fix it. Is there anything else on the yellow pergola? I don't want to leave the yellow pergola until it's all done. Looks like the yellow pergola is done. Well, I would never call her that. I'm saying she has a job. What if the English language has 15 different euphemisms for prostitute? That is hardly a indication of anything. It's like, that seems more like English language really likes whores. But that has nothing to do with my beautiful wife and her job. 15's already lowballing it. 1 second. Gotta sacrifice a jellyfish. Thinking. There we go. It's thinking. Hooker itself is an alternate name. That's quite a specific... Okay, there we go. Sex worker, escort, provider, commercial sex worker, independent contractor, call girl, private companion, full service provider, out call worker, in call worker, courtesan, harlot, strumpet, bawd, doxy, Cyprian, lorette. Okay, I'm not sure about some of these. Demi-mondaine, nightwalker, streetwalker, woman of the town, fallen woman, Magdalene, soiled dove, frail sister, pathin, troll. These are not real. These aren't real. I don't believe that troll is a real word. Troll. Who uses that? When was this in fashion? When was the word troll? 1516. They were using the word troll. Where's my list? Here it is. Sorry, I got distracted. Troll, drab, quean, like Quean, rig, slattern, draggletail, wench, lady of the night, Phil de joy, nymph of the pavement, gross, painted lady, light of love, shady lady, horizontal worker, gross. I need a second. I'm gonna clean some things for a second. Jesus Christ. Fair cousin, companion of the evening, butterfly of the streets. Horseshit. Nobody used that one. I don't believe this one. I don't believe that one. That one has very few actual references. Colloquial and slang. Hooker, working girl. Okay, all right. I'll try not to say working girl, but obviously that's not. I mean that Kitty is working, but fair enough. Words do have meaning. A hustler, street girl, bee girl, camp follower. I'm amazed that the LLM actually printed this. Bee girl, camp follower, joy girl, floozy, tart, trollop, jade, hussy, chippy, fancy woman, loose woman, mutton, piece, skivvy, slapper, baggage, lightning mode now, toddle, flatback, gross, moonlighter, nightshade, lot lizard. It's still going. I still need to scroll down. Pavement princess. Stop. What the fuck are you talking about? Street sister, bordello girl, and brothel dweller. And now we're going into different languages. A quick note on usage. Many of these terms, like whore or slut, which I've excluded from the main list unless used in a historical or literary sense, are considered slurs. Yeah, no shit. So these are all, proper, these are sex workers, people who are using their, using what the good Lord gave them. And if you think that, what is that one meme that if you think that prostitutes are abusing their bodies and coal miners aren't, it's sex that's the problem. And you, it's not sex that's the problem, it's you that's the problem. Like your perception is the problem, is what I'm trying to say. Joy Girl is literally from Cyberpunk. It seems to be... That's like the first result, but it seems to have come from French, I guess. Did I get this flower pot? I did not finish it. So yeah, I guess there's a lot of different terms for prostitutes. I guess that really stands the question. No. Now I'd like 45 terms for male prostitutes. Just so we can have a fair comparison. Let me just scroll this. There we go. Excellent. Alright. So our list of male, we have male escort, male sex worker, provider, companion. We've done these before. Private dancer, masseur, independent contractor, adult entertainer, rent boy. Rent boy? Uh-huh. Never mind, that seems to be a homophobic slur, so I just won't use that one again. Just scroll. There we go. These are all the historical ones. No, oh, never mind. I went back up to women. Here we go. Gigolo, hustler, rent, trade, often refers to the partner or the act in the specific subcultures. Rough trade, midnight cowboy, streetwalker, male, boy toy, pool shark, vintage slang, chicken, specifically for younger men, often derogatory, twink, jock. No way that's a real term. I'm Googling that first. That's not a real term. The last one here is beefcake for hire. You can't just make shit up. I mean, it just did, so. Like, beefcake, I've heard the term beefcake before, but beefcake for hire, you can't just make things up. Half of what it does is made up. People keep saying that, and I believe it. I believe the story, and I believe the pictures that people put out. I think it's a fucking skill issue. I think it's a fucking skill issue. Just, you know, do it better. Hatch? Why is there a hatch there? Is there like a spot in there I can get to? How do I get in there? Is there like a stupid Lara Croft? I don't know how to get to half of your stupid hedge maze. I guess I'll do this pergola post. Anyways, we weren't done with the list. Hold on. Paid player, himbo, bardash for archaic, stud for hire, lad of the lane. A lot of these are boring. I feel like I'm here to fulfill a job. I should not have to go through her maze. You aren't washing anything? I know. I need to. That's why I didn't want to do this particular map, but I do need to. I need to finish it. This map is annoying because everything is far away from itself. Like you have to like travel around the maze to find things to clean, and it doesn't help. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's not that hard to find. Never mind. Can't wait for the VOD to get muted because of the music and the rampant sex words. It could not give a second ass about the sex words. And as for the music, well, first of all, nothing gets muted because it should be, it's recording. It is recording. Nothing should be muted on a normal night because I record locally. That said, we had a few downtimes, so we'll see. We'll see how the VOD goes. At the end of the day, it's a power wash stream. I've got like 14 other VODs of it, way more than that. I've got like 30 other power wash VODs if you really need a huge kick of power wash. Also, the music I think is it's like Disney background music. I can't imagine they would give a lot of shit based on experience. In fact, what exactly is this? Hold on. Epcot Forever pre-show? Is that for real? This is the background channel for Disney parks, I believe. And so far, I don't think I've had any issues with this playlist getting muted. But those ancients wanted to show us that the road was often confusing, with dead ends and false turns. Hi, Laura. Did you take some peyote? Did you come home? Drank some tea and now you have some thoughts for the help? We were learning, we were refining, getting better, and ultimately discovering the true path. I ran through some ruins. Some wolves ran at me. I shot them in the head. I'm Laura Croft. People really liked me in 2001. I'm Laura Croft. People really like 3D platformers where you can't actually see where you're going, and you have to do blind jumps. I'm Laura Croft. People really like the new games where I get hurt a lot. Like, an upsetting amount. The amount of hurt where you actually think about the writers and wonder, should I call someone about the writers of this game? Because they're freaking me out. I don't like what they're doing to Laura Croft. She didn't deserve to be tortured by you today. I'm Laura Croft. I think I have all of the old Laura Croft games. I probably bought them for like $1 on some Steam sale. I cannot imagine that being an overly exciting stream. The original Laura Croft games. Although I think that they did a reboot of the Laura Croft games. I think the original Laura Croft ended up being re-released as like the anniversary edition. So if I ever did get the desire to play a Laura Croft game, I would have that option. I know that I would have no interest in playing the new Laura Croft games, and by that I mean anyone past roughly the point of after the towers fell. Like if Laura Croft, actually I take it back, probably anytime after like 2010, any game after that. Weren't the original Laura Croft games basically slightly less trial and error 3D Prince of Persia games? I never played the Prince of Persia games, but from what I understand of them, you're not wrong. I know there's a lot of... They both have a lot of jumping issues. I could. They have a lot of... I know that Laura games had the same issue that Mirror's Edge had, where you couldn't necessarily see where you were jumping. It was like a third-person 3D platformer where Laura Croft had to do blind jumps. And sometimes there would be a platform on the other side that you would reach, and sometimes there would just be empty air. And you would only know after Laura was plummeting to the ground. Frankly, maybe Laura Croft games have just been a snuff film since the beginning. I've also never played a Prince of Persia game. Am I missing anything? By not experiencing the Prince of Persia series? The second Prince of Persia is where you didn't dodge the sequence of traps and enemies exactly right. Do it again until you get exactly right. And I've seen a lot of old Lara Croft games are exactly that. That sucks. That doesn't sound fun. There were plenty of death animations in the older ones, but they were more cartoony and more importantly brief. What's that? Prince of Persia? Or do you mean Lara Croft? Gotcha. I remember she did die a lot. Like, there was no question that they were not afraid of having Lara Croft meet her doom. But it was more of a, like, in every video game, how protagonists die. Not, you know, do we think her arm can get 60% gangrene before we have to justify amputating kind of abuse. Other than that, I think from what I recall, the games are more or less competent. Like, they're just basic adventure games. Also, hi there. It's the difference between excuse me. It's the difference between falling into a pit of Punjab sticks and getting a huge sliver of wood under your skin and having to very slowly remove it at a campfire. Like the first one, yeah, you die. It sucks. You move on. The second one is fetish content, almost exclusively. Also, she had tank controls. Yeah. Yeah, that was an unfortunate sign of the times for old Laura. I don't love tank controls. I've played enough games that they don't necessarily make or break a game for me. They are very unfortunate. It's not like one of the recent 3D ones, is it? Like, I don't remember them being that aggressive. Like, they're gross in the 3D ones, but again, it just seems like more like they want to have more thoughts of Lara Croft and how she's going to handle her gangrene. There we go. Oh, you know, they do that, but I was thinking in cutscenes. No, it's at least not as bad if it's happening in the game, but still, they don't need to go as hard as they do with the aggressive death scenes. Whenever I think of Lara Croft being in pain, which I try not to very often, it's rude, but I think of when it's during cutscenes. But I forgot she could be hurt during the actual game too. And that's the thing, it's like she can't win for trying. No matter what she does, she's destined for a world of pain. Why would I want to take part in that? I like Lara Croft. I don't want anything bad to happen to Lara Croft. She seems like a nice lady who sometimes robs graves. Maze Center platform. So it's this whole thing right here. Oh, there's a lot over here. Here we go. I want to protect her by not playing the damn game. Just realized we're pressure washing artifacts from World Heritage sites. Why, how do we get this here? It's one thing to have like a room full of jewels.
Anybody here want to look
little
like a little
bitch. It's one thing to have like a room full of jewels that you are able to pilfer, but how did you get the statue here? Probably in a box truck, honestly. Probably nobody looked at it. Probably nobody cares. I want to protect Lara Croft by making the people who wrote the Lara Croft games eat a bowl of bugs. And not the kind of bugs that are good for you and are good biodiversity targets that would help us. The kind of bugs that aren't good for you and are gross. And I think they should eat a bowl full of gross bugs. Also, Laura's like, look, just make the thing shine, mate. I don't care if you chip a little bit off of the Tula statue. It already had a nick or two. It took a few bullets getting out of Argentina. Trust me, it's gonna be fine with you and your power wash. This whole thing clean. I saw something. Like something over here is not even. Oh. Bench is not done. Yeah, honestly, ever since I learned that there would be a hedge maze map that I would have to clean, this is the one I've been dreading the most in the Lara Croft maps. Anything else in the actual maze? Like this middle part of the maze? Looks like no. Looks like no. Stone decoration plinth, stone decoration base. Are these the stone decorations? They're not. Stone decoration, center plinth, plinth. Maze center floor. I think this is all good. The lesson of Lara Croft is when you're white and have rich ancient cultures just let you grab them by the relic. They were asking. They say it's free. It's free when you're famous. All right, so God damn it. There we go. What do we have left here? Also, at risk of getting political, whole bunch of shit just dropped like an hour ago. Not that anything fucking matters, but if it did, oh boy, fucking rapist going to jail. If we were in a functioning democracy. Hold on. I said if we were in a functioning democracy. To be fair, you did get Rise of the Tomb Raider a couple of months ago, but it was like $2. Oh, I'm not saying don't play the game. I don't want to play the game just because of those reasons. But hey, you know what? Maybe she ends the game way better off than when she started. Maybe that's just me not letting Lara Croft, not letting her spread her wings and fly, and her ending up with just the most beautiful ending to a video game ever, because I just don't want to watch her almost die for, 15 hours straight. Stone decoration plinth, red flower archway. Are you the red flower? No, this is the blue flower. We are almost done with the hedge maze. And then we'll actually be able to go to a new map. I'm also looking for a stone walkway. Have we seen a stone walkway at all? pink flower pot, pink flower, purple flower, purple flower. I'm looking for the green and red flowers. Oh my goodness. I missed a whole thing. I missed a whole bit and bob right over here. We were very close to the end on this one, thankfully. Only a few are historical structures destroyed. To be fair, it's been a long time since I played any of the Laura games, but in the beginning ones, didn't she like not actually meet up with any humans? She was just sort of screwing around inside of old burial sites and stuff. But she like never actually had to talk to anybody. Like nobody ever told her she was in the wrong. Red flowers? Red flowers. These are yellow flowers. Red flower pot. Excuse me, pots. Red flower archway. Oh my goodness. Filthy. She generally ends. Oh, you read that. Early on, they were rare if there were any humans, and there was actually a scene about her being shocked at having to kill a person. She was attacked by bears. Well, you're always hibernating. You must be part bear. Oh, heck. Only part moose as it is. Where's the green? I haven't seen the green flowers, like, at all. Us bears, we do love nature and dancing through the woods. Here we go. Us bears, we do love fishing every hour if we could. Us bears, we do love singing in country. I've been on this map too long. I'm losing it. I'm fucking losing it. I hate going back and forth between these hedges. I'm losing my mind. We're almost done. We got 1% left. And if you all won't join us, chase you up a tree. Like this part of the map always gets particularly difficult, but the having to have no idea where we're going, it's all been a complete nightmare. Not being able to find half of the thing for a while has been like, what are you doing, Laura? I just want to do my job. They tried to redo the latest trilogy and completely fucked it. I feel like Lara Croft is probably, and I say this with love, ready to retire. I feel like she did a great thing for the video game industry. She had a lot of really good games. It's time. It's time to have a new face, a new name. There you go. This one sucks. There we go. I've had a good look around the hedge maze, and I have to say it looks fantastic. I'll no longer have to fret every time I see someone head across the courtyard. In fact, I'll encourage people to go and explore it. Not a single frame dropped on the Ohio server. Croft Manor's treasure room. Do we want to continue on to the treasure room? Trusted friend, you have such a quiet, unassuming aura. You're just paid me to clean, Laura. I feel I could task you with anything, which is why I'm asking you to do something special for me now. As you know, I go traveling from time to time, and along the way I've stolen an old curious trinket or two. I keep them all in the treasure room of sorts. I think part of me just consider it somewhat indulgent, hence its neglected state, And now the whole place is covered in a thick layer of film and dust. Would you be able to clear things up for me? So this whole room full of stuff that she's stolen from all over the world is now covered in goop. Just a room covered in goop. Should we just do the walls first? I've never let another soul in here before, not even old Winston. Are you okay with me power washing everything? I know he's tried. I've seen scratch marks on the upstairs vent. Laura, I have a power wash on full tilt blasting your walls, and that is not a sex thing. if this is going to be an issue, it's actually a tremendous relief and joy to finally share them with someone. I gotta remember my times are a little off because I had to restart OBS stuff. So usually I look at how long I've been streaming, but it says I've only been streaming for an hour. That ain't true. That ain't true at all. I'm starting to think that the little gift they give you of you cleaning at the end has nothing to do with what you're actually cleaning. Because that's not how I cleaned Lara Croft's hedge maze.
I never let anyone in my dragon horde room, including my butler. I also don't know how to clean things myself. I just don't know how things got so dirty in here.
It's only a priceless artifact. How much could it possibly cost? $100? Lara Croft, how did this thick film get on the ceiling? I can at least slightly understand the dust that is everywhere. But the ceiling? Also, can't help but notice you're paying me $300. Does this look like a $300 bill? I feel like this is deserving of way more than $300, but I'm not a power wash specialist. Power wash Winston. Oh, there. Okay, let's start with the elephant in the room, which in this case is a dinosaur. I got you, Laura. Yes, it is real, she says. You mean this? What do you mean it's real? What do you mean? I imagine the first thing you did when you walked in was squirt him in the face. No, not really. That would have been funny, though. What do you mean it's real? She kills a T-Rex in the first game? Oh, does she really? The very rich Exuda miasma. I get the feeling Lara Croft is rich, but she doesn't actually spend the money on anything super, like, nothing that makes her ultra rich other than her mansion. Like, she wants to explore for the love of the game more than anything. Like, if she happens to get rich, that's great, but she just loves stealing. She loves stealing stuff, making it her stuff. Stuff that was yours is now hers, and she thinks that's beautiful. Also, I'm sorry, she kills a T-Rex? Where's the T-Rex? Alright, I've got a quick question. I don't know if it's related to the game. Why is she in her fucking underwear? Why is she in her underwear? Or is the black sheep of the family because she always blows off the hoity-toity luncheons? The Bridgerton balls never go on with Laura because she's too busy robbing from a grave in South America. She finds a bunch of living raptors and a T-Rex and has to kill them all in self-defense. Which is a swimwear, not underwear. Fair enough. I guess if it's an alt costume, it's fine. So this thing's just or was, I guess, a living, breathing T-Rex. And instead of, I don't know, donating it to science, to see how all of the bits and bobs worked in it, like all of the muscles from a living being. Like, wouldn't they have wanted to know how all of the actual, like, flesh and sinew of a living T-Rex would have been? Man, I'm gonna power wash this dick. Like, from 3 different angles. Jack to D. Yeah, we have, all the dinosaurs are woke, and I think that's why Jurassic Park 1993 was the best one. Like, wouldn't you think she'd want to give this creature to scientists? I mean, maybe just temporarily. I don't know. Also, woof. The rest of her room is a little bit of a mess. I'd like to actually finish up with the T-Rex. Ooh, big spot right here. Once I finish with the T-Rex, I'll be done with at least one big spot. And put that on my power washing resume. Like, we did one T-Rex. We didn't do anything else, but we did one T-Rex at this location. There we go. All right, let's just clear a path right over here. So you're thinking that, on a completely unrelated topic, Philanoid, you're thinking that it will be at least several more Saturdays to finish up Cyberpunk. Just paid me $15 to clean the real dinosaur. All the prices are bonkers in this. Frankly, I think this is more than a $300 job. I think we need more than one person to do it. And I think that $300 is not enough. At least one, or at least a few, I mean. Tomorrow will not be as long as last week. I will need to stop tomorrow. We'll be starting at 10 o'clock. And I will need to be done with stream by 2 o'clock. So it'll be at least a few 4-hour streams. I thought that this one was, what did they say, 30 hours? So the community lunches every first and third Saturday. Is that going to be tomorrow? What day is that? Next week. Okay. I can push that. So there'll be only Zoom lunches. Listen, this guy on the internet, he's playing Cyberpunk. I don't know. Let's put this over here. Maybe next week there's another option that I have being on that side of town, and I don't want to say it out loud because I don't know who's listening inside of my house that might affect. So I won't say it out loud, but there is another option. Maybe I'll do it next week. Maybe instead of streaming next Saturday, I will do the other thing I was thinking about. Because Kitty, her new job is not. It's over on the other side of. Basically, in a round, without doxing, it's kind of like on a side of Disney that I don't go to. She does not work for Disney, but it's a side of Disney that I don't normally go to. So I'm thinking of maybe doing something around that section next Saturday if we're not going to do a stream. We'll see. Play it by ear. The real question is, how long did she have to neglect this room? Not only her, but she said nobody else has ever come in here. Even her, housekeeper. Why does she not just get somebody she trusts to clean the room? What does she not want her house person to do? Why is she concerned about her cleaner coming into the bathroom? In one of the glass cabinets, you'll find a beautiful red stone. Do not touch it. It will kill you. I trapped a djinn inside of it. It is a malevolent spirit. Do not trust what it says. That's the fabled Philosopher's Stone. Is that right? I sense Winston knows it's here and thinks I've used it, as he frequently comments on how I haven't aged a day since 1996. Why don't you just talk to Winston? Why don't you just get Winston to come in here? Why don't you just get your housekeeper to clean this room? You shouldn't need to get a power wash guy in here to completely saturate your entire collection for way too little money. (1996) is when the first game came out. Oh, they tried to pull a fast one on that. You people are too smart for them. Wait, inside joke. We know when the game came out. It's 1996, huh? Sixth grade, 1996. I remember when the infamous patch came out for Tomb Raider 1. It was, a 37 kilobyte patch that just changed a few of the graphics in the game. And you think, this is the coolest thing ever. It's Lara Croft, but she doesn't have a shirt on. That's the best thing I've ever seen. And you think to yourself, as a grown-ass man, some 30 years later, God bless you, little guy. You are in for a world of discovery and joy, and if turning Lara Croft's conical, huge, enormous jumblies from the first Tomb Raider game brings you any form of pleasure, God bless you and buckle up. Your life's going to get a lot more weird in just a few more years. It was a hoax for at least a decade? What do you mean? What do you mean it was a hoax? I'm talking about the nude mod. The nude thing. It existed. There were multiple versions of it, but there was definitely one that existed when I was that young. When you go swimming, you can look right up her shorts. Well, with the mod, you didn't even need to. You could just rearrange the camera a little bit, and there you go. It's like, look, I don't want to turn this into pervert chat or anything, but it was a whole different. It was a whole new world when you realize what computers could do. And that's where technology should have stopped. Like with the Amish and how they do all their spreadsheets on like the Amish laptops. That's around the amount of technology we should have stopped at. First there was a code which only made her explode, and rumors about a mod that didn't actually exist for a very long time. Well, that might be a bit of lore I'm not sure of, but there was 1,000% a mod that did work, and it turned Lara Croft from looking like she had traffic cones under her shirt to not having a shirt anymore, and all that entails. As far as I know, they didn't even have like an actual full nudity mod. It was just breasts. It didn't exist in the 90s. It must have been like early aughts then, because it was around the point where it was just around the point where it was annoying to get your own material. So yeah, you could use this kind of thing. Why did video game erotica ever go past Custer's Revenge for the Atari 2600? I'm pretty sure that game like goes into like really gross topics, doesn't it? Otherwise, it would be funny to play. Like, isn't it talking about like essay on a Native American? And I'm like, this is gross. I should probably not play this. Yeah, that. I don't think I've ever played any Commodore 2800 games or Atari. I have played the Atari games. So it's possible that the system I had may have played Custer's Revenge, but that's not a game that we ever got to experience, and I say got to with giant air quotes. The plus side, we could just emulate all that now, so kind of a moot point. I'm going to give the general warning now that I am starting to feel a little tired. So once I start absolutely babbling and not making any goddamn sense, I will probably, I don't know if we'll get to the end of this map. We'll see. We're going to play it by ear. But just letting you know, I'm reaching the point where I'm like, oh, I'm just talking about nothing. This is the Horizons theme. Sure, you can download an emulator in every ROM ever released in a couple hundred kilobytes. I'm definitely not going to do that. Atari emulator and full game list download in Minecraft. I found an archive.org. I found the whole ROM collection. I'll just leave that in the I'll just leave this in my bookmarks. Cool beans. Old Man Roar needs a nap. You know what the really annoying thing is about being so tired? It's like, I'll be really tired and I'll be ready to pass out, and then I'll lie down, get the CPAP on, do everything, and then I just can't fucking sleep. And then I'll like sleep for an hour, and then I'll get up and I can't sleep again. And it's like, I thought You were tired. I was under the impression you were sleepy and you wanted to stay asleep for a long time. Melatonin is great for nights like that. Well, I just need to stop smoking weed so close to bedtime. Although usually I don't. I don't actually smoke that late. There is a certain point where I'm like, if I smoke weed super close to going to bed, I might as well not bother going to bed because I will just be a complete nutcase trying to sleep right after that. As for melatonin, I don't know. I don't know how well that would conflict with what I already have in my body 99% of the time. Also, I believe this is Horizon's music playing right now. Ask your doc about it. I need to get a new doctor too. That's the thing. It's like this week Kitty's going to get me information for her doctor, which is much closer on this side of town. It's finally time to switch doctors. Because when I first got my doctor, I'll just let you into a little lore here, and I'm not saying anything in particular, but the first doctor I had was very close to when I worked at Epcot. And then she ended up moving to a new office in Celebration at Disney, or at the Celebration office near Disney. And I've never been a huge fan about the area she moved to, because it was so much more convenient to go to the other place. And I was like, you know what? What I've been starting to think lately, I think it's time for someone a little closer who might have different opinions on things that, who knows? We'll see. But Kitty will get me that information soon, and I will see the doctor, and maybe I'll ask him about melatonin. Usually what I do is just go out to the couch, put on a YouTube video, and relax. Usually a YouTube video about arcade games and why when you turn on an arcade game, it has a really glitchy screen that nobody has an answer for, and they're like, actually, there's a really good reason for this, and then I get to hear why. Like, I've never seen an arcade machine turn on, and I don't think I ever would, so I don't know why I'd bother with this information, but here we are. Doctor, all right. Hey, 69%. Oh god, there's another whole side there. Hup, hup. Let me clean this side here. I'm gonna clean this part of the chimney, and that will probably be a good place. There is a certain point in which there's nothing you can do unless I've got a cup of hot, steaming coffee. I'm just going to be tired. Also, I'm loving this Horizons medley. I don't know. I'm not sure where it came from. I wonder if this is like an Epcot compilation I downloaded. I didn't mean to. I accidentally gave you the gynecologist information. Doctor, my pussy hurts. I'm here because my pussy hurts, and my wife comes here to the doc. I'm gonna give him a new accent. Like the first time, should I just completely build a new? I'm not going to. But would it be funny if I just give him a completely different accent and never let on? I think that's one of the little joys of life, that you should be able to put on a new accent and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And that you're just Russian to that person from then on out because you decided to do a Russian accent. And then the next time, you just don't do that accent and never mention it again. Like the first time you meet them, you're like, "Da, I want to do a haircut with you. I want you to look at my pussy. And then the next time you meet him, like, hi, doc, what's going on? And then never actually bring it up again. I think that's not something I'm going to do because I don't have the patience to do that sort of long-term gag. But that's a great idea. If you need something to spice up your life, just give the people you meet, especially like new doctors, give them an accent you've always wanted to do. They won't remember you. They have 300 other patients. I don't know about that. I've my current doctor, who I'm going to be leaving, seems to do a pretty good job of remembering me. She might not. She might do a good job of pretending, but there's like shit that she definitely... I have no idea how she'd remember about me. Having good notes? Probably. I don't see her very often, so it's not like I would be very offended if she didn't know, remember all that much about old Roar. It's like we don't go to like company picnics together. We don't hang out, so why would I expect her to remember me? Speaking of Remember Me, that's a game I'm not going to replay. And the VOD is completely worthless. It's like, there's a certain period of time where none of my new scripts work on it, because all of the audio was completely borked. You can tell how big everything is, because I definitely went through here. I just did not get everything. Every little spot, every little bit and bob. Also, can I get this globe? I'm going to get this globe, and that will be it. Does my doctor lurk my stream? 100. There's 0% chance that my doctor is watching my stream. I would bet the entire farm. Remember Me gets a lot more fun when you work out how it wants you to keep rest to be able to continue combos after dodging. And I know myself well enough to know that I don't work well like that. I don't do well with like 1,500 different keybinds. Now, isn't like the main joy of Bulletstorm, which will be coming up in February, like finding different ways to combo the enemies to death? Like, the whole point of the game is killing enemies in as many diverse ways as possible. We tried to tell you, but you gotta still feel it. No, that was a long time ago, and even now, I just don't think that was my kind of game. Also, I had some story-related issues with it too. Did I actually finish the globe? I did. I'm so tired. Let me do this. There we go. Oh, that was fun. That's the thing.